This could be kind of a long video. Let's just start with everything I can find so that I can teach you something that I've noticed and then you can teach someone else and they can teach someone. This is a video from Las Vegas. It is Christmas Eve of just 2 months ago. Okay, they are filming above a strip club on Christmas Eve called Sapphire. Everything about it's perfect. Satan's giving you the signs. This is a demonic being. These things here look like jelly beans of different colors in the sky. All I can do is open up my Bible and read. Now remember, this was filmed at a strip club called the Sapphire. It is the largest strip club in the world, it says. And above the firmament over their heads was the likeness of a throne, in appearance like a sapphire stone. So, and if you read up here, it says, there was a wheel intersecting a wheel, and the rim in the middle was huge, and the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the wheels lifted up with the spirit, so wherever the spirit went, the wheels went too. This is Ezekiel chapter 1. If you read this, what Ezekiel saw here is exactly what we see in the sky all the time. I noticed it also says something about it had the appearance of torches in the sky. That's funny because I saw a video of over Vegas where they're clearly torches in the sky. But then, NASA, they put out a video saying, no, no, no. Those are parachuters, they said. So, they're not parachuters. Parachuters can't come down, then go back up, then do a couple circles. That's not how parachutes come down. So read Ezekiel chapter 1, right here. The appearance of torches going back and forth among the living creatures. It was multiple colors coming off of the wheel. If you look at statues near the Hoover Dam, they even built statues in honor of these things. And look at the word Hoover. What do you see? It's the word hover. Our government, the FBI is named after Hoover. They know what they're doing. And that's why the FBI always covers this stuff up, and NASA. So anyway, here it is. Now, what everybody's staring at is these lights. So if you watch this video and your friends watch this video, they're staring at these lights and they're going, cool, what's going to happen? But look deeper into this photo. Look at the pixelation that's coming off the digital camera. This to me appears to be 720p. It could be 1080p, but look right here. You clearly see a face. A face is protruding through the pixelation. Look right here. Another alien face is protruding through the pixelation. See how clear these eyes are right here? Look at these two eyes. Clearly you see the socket. Clearly you see another face here. Matter of fact, I see a small face right here. No, there's probably more faces. Actually, I know there's more faces, but what I do is I scrub the video back and forth slowly with the period and the comma key using YouTube. That will move you one frame ahead at a time, and there's usually 24 frames in a second. And you will see the pixelation change and you'll see their faces. Let's look there right here. This is YouTube and this is the video and this is what do you call it? The thumbnail. And look, you can see the alien face right here in the pixelation. And it tells us in Ezekiel 1 that the wheel is with the spirit, and wherever the spirit goes, the wheel follows. So I don't know what those lights are, but that's why there's a gigantic spirit, and then you always see these wheels in the sky. And it tells us that in the Bible. Now I want to show you a couple pictures. Let's go through all my pictures here. Research. that I've been looking at. And what's funny is you look at these crop circles, and the same alien faces that are on these crop circles are what I'm seeing in the pixelation. And I know it's hard to believe that Satan could look like this. Um, but he must. But it says that he can transform himself into an angel of light. So that tells me he takes on many different faces. I mean, look right here. You see that alien face right here in the cloud? I'll open it up larger. Actually, all that white background makes it harder to see. Here's another one. Someone posted the sky, and what they're posting on is they're posting on these clouds and the funny shapes they're making. What I notice is this alien face right here. Here's its chin. It goes up its jaw. It goes its head. Here's its eyes. Here's another eye. I mean, no one ever... You know, it reminds me of like that Illuminati. You know how they write Illuminati, but you can read it both ways? It's an illusion, and you have to be able to look from both sides. When I see these old paintings, these are old paintings. Who would paint something like this? I personally don't believe it was a human. They give us some name and they say, oh yeah, that's a famous artist. What's his name? I know that a human didn't paint this, but they're gonna tell you he did. I also caught this on video when I was in Jacksonville. I knew it wasn't a rocket because there was no rockets being launched on that day. Of course, after I post my video, they go back and they alter theirs to say there was a rocket. And you look at it and you say, well, I mean, I guess it could be a rocket. But there are videos of this exact same thing all over the world where there are no rocket launches. This is not a rocket. Many people have caught things like this on video. Why? Look what direction the rocket's moving. Is it going up? No, it ain't going up. Look how bright that light is on the front. This was amazing. I caught this outside, and then of course NASA had people spam my YouTube saying, oh, that's SpaceX. Get out of here. The word NASA is what? The word Satan, but without a T. That's why they say T minus 10, 9, 8, T minus. Because NASA is the word Satan minus a T. I caught this on video when I was outside one day. This is out my backyard in Jacksonville, Florida. That is not right next to Cape Canaveral, let me tell you. If Cape Canaveral launched a rocket, it wouldn't be this close to my house. And this thing just kept going and going and going till I finally went inside. That's not a rocket. I'll show you here. Now you see the clip. Well, let me show you some other things that I've seen or noticed. This is a derecho in Iowa. It's a gigantic wall cloud that comes in. It doesn't have a tornado, but it still brings powerful storms with hurricane force winds. Look at the face in the clouds. And once you see what I'm showing you, you'll notice that it's on everything. It's everything. Check this out. Remember, there was a video of Elvis, right? And Elvis, in the middle of the video, look at half his face. It starts glitching out because he's on the verge of death. This is at the very end of his career. He is tired. He is weak. He's wearing his favorite Mayan calendar jumpsuit. And on the video, he just starts glitching out. The reason this guy's patting his face is because he sees his face glitching out in person. I find it interesting that they're the polygons. They're called polygons that are making these faces. Let's look at this one. These ones are not quite as clear. And it's not easy to see because these are still frames that I took. And if you're watching the video, it's much easier. I was just watching a random video of this girl giving music lessons, right? Look right here on her chalkboard. Look at how these spirits, their faces just appear. This one looks like a reptile. I mean, that is definitely a reptile face. And I'm not trying to sound crazy, but dude, if I'm a demon, right? Where am I going? I'm going to her. I mean, just use common sense. How did the angels fall from heaven? It said that they saw the women, the daughters of Eve, and they wanted them. So they came down from heaven and they mated with women. This is an old photo, supposedly a Rembrandt photo or something. This is another great example. This is a painting. Look at the painting. You can see these demonic faces are in the painting. All over. And it says that in the end times that Babylon, the nation we live in, will become a haunt for every unclean spirit. Looks like another face right there. Every unclean spirit and every hateful bird. Well, what does hateful bird mean? Well, there was a time on New Year's Day that 3,000 birds fell from the sky. That was their estimate in Arkansas. It reminds me of Revelation 12:12 when it says, "A war broke out in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against Satan and his angels. They were not strong enough. They were cast down from heaven." It said that Satan and 1/3 of the angels were cast down to the earth because it was in Arkansas, and the archangel went to war with Satan. And those birds were red-winged blackbirds. I did research on that. Look at that demonic face. This is an oil spill in Argentina that I was randomly looking at, and I couldn't miss this demonic face. And turns out red-winged blackbirds are very mean birds. They attack humans. And people who live in New York know that very well. Because every time you walk down the bike or the path in the park, they would attack humans. They have a red-winged blackbird problem. I live in Michigan, so the hockey team is the Detroit Red Wings. This is a tornado. I was watching tornado videos, and clearly during watching the tornado videos, you can see the clouds make demonic faces. If you read the book of Job, it says that Satan brought a tornado down and killed Job's entire family. He's also called the prince of the kingdom of the air. This is an old photograph of some old queen. And look at what's behind her. Because this is what rules over these people. You know what's funny? He looks just like the character out of Overwatch. The Jester character. And I also noticed that in all the pictures, their right eye is blotted out. Doesn't matter what one I look at, they always are missing their right eye. Here was a tornado. And I can clearly see this is his eye right here. This is his eye. His left eye. This is his other eye. And this is his mouth open. He is blowing the wind down in order to fuel this tornado. This was the same UFO sighting over the Sapphire strip club in Las Vegas. This is his eye. This is his ear. This is his nose. This is his other eye. This was a crazy video that a guy taped, and all of a sudden it looks like the Lord, right? With his arms spread out. But you got to remember that Satan copies God, and he always tries to mock the Lord. Look at all these demonic faces coming out on the other clouds. And I don't think the Lord is ever going to show himself. I don't know. First of all, they're gray clouds. They're gray clouds. They're not white, clean, pure clouds. They're gray clouds. I can see the demonic faces. But yet, the devil is showing this guy an image of Jesus. This is from that same video. This is, there's many UFO videos on just flashing weird objects in the sky. I stopped the tape while it was flashing, and it looks like a UFO right here. This is what they caught in the sky. But look at this face clearly show up. I mean, it could be Lucifer. I don't know. It could be any of the fallen angels. But that's clearly a human. You can't miss it. And these faces will always accompany the UFOs. This was a picture. An airplane supposedly flew into this woman's house, right? It's on fire. She climbs out the window. And I notice as they're carrying her out of the house, because I know this is fake, look at this demonic face on the back of her hair shining through right there. I'll put my cursor right over his left eye. That's his left eye. That's his mouth. Once you see it, you see it. What is all this other stuff glitching out all around her hair? What is going on here? Her hair wasn't on fire. Her face is glitching out. And of course, look at the shirt he's wearing. World's Greatest Dad, 6'6". Her hand is glitching out. This is something that someone found. They don't even know what it goes to, what type of animal or creature. But you can clearly see embedded on the skull is the face of whatever being was inside of here. Because that's how powerful their spirits are. It's like when we take a photograph. I don't know how photographs work, but our energy gets captured by the light. And then it shows up on some magnetic piece of paper. Well, so does theirs. This is just to make you, this woman is clearly, being ran by another worldly being. To make you feel better, I put foot powder on my foot, and then I stepped on my computer chair, and look what appeared. Almost, I don't know, could be the Lord smiling. Somebody's smiling. That was from my foot. These things are everywhere. And I know people are thinking, well, maybe they're just around you, Mike. No, they're everywhere. They're around us all. These are crop circles. This is an up close look at what happens to the wheat. You see that right there? That's not possible. A human can't do that. He can't twist and turn that, braid that like hair. You know, and then they put out videos saying, "Oh, these two old guys were drinking a 6-pack of beer and got a 2x8 and went out in the field and made I was gonna say gematria, made perfect geometry." Oh yeah, and everyone believes it. There's over, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of crop circles. Now, yeah, there are some photoshopped ones, and they're hard to tell which ones are which, but these are real pictures from down inside the crop circle. They're perfect on, I mean, that's probably why they're called angels. Angles, they're God's angle. Remember, when God came down to earth, he was a carpenter. What does a carpenter use to build? Angles. A 90, a T-square. Here's the queen in her younger days. But what's behind her? There's clearly someone behind her in this photo. That's incredible. I bet you he is extremely jealous for her. That's why she lived her whole entire life and never had like any romantic relationship. Because this being right here was with her. I mean, you gonna tell me this is Photoshop? This thing's from like the 1930s. And then it makes you wonder how come people are giving blood every single day in every single city. You know how much blood that is? When's the last time you got a blood transfusion? So where does all that blood go? I I just got a funny feeling. You know, and they're always wearing these red crosses on their uniforms. And not only is it a red cross, which looks like vampire stuff, they're saying, donate blood, donate blood. Red Cross. I freeze framed. This woman was talking to Trump in a helicopter. I could not help but miss her face. You can't tell me that's from Hollywood plastic surgery. There's something living inside of her. She is not an average woman. She is demonically possessed. And again, Satan is the prince of of the kingdom of the air. That means the air all around us. I mean, look at this one. This one's real obvious. Did I already show this? Look at this face right here. You clearly see his face coming down. You see another demonic face here. You see another one down there. These are tornado videos that I just, once I see the face, I pause the video and I circle it. This was the most horrible tornado that I had seen. It was in the nighttime, Kentucky, Mayville, Kentucky. You see his ear right here? This is his ear. This is his eye. Notice his right eye is gone. You can see the outline of the eye, but there's no eyeball in it. This is his mouth open right here. This is clearly a gigantic fallen angel. It says in Revelations 9:11, there's an angel called Apollyon, the destroyer, and he is given the keys to the bottomless pit. He opens up the pit, and he is the king over all the locusts. The locusts come out of the ground, and they sting people on earth, everyone who doesn't have the seal of God, and then they'll be sick for 5 months. I know this is hard for you to tell what you're looking at right now, but believe it or not, from here to here, this is a tornado. This is an F4, F5 tornado. Right here. Right here. This is all a tornado, but it's in the dark. So this was my still frame of the tornado. You see his bridge of his nose right here. His mouth is wide open. He is gobbling the earth. It's quite spooky. And all of these beings that I pick up, they look just like what they're placing down in the crop fields. And lately there's been all this UFO activity, and everyone's like, you know, you don't understand. Your government is covering it up as quickly as they possibly can. This was a hurricane. I believe it was Hurricane Matthew that came through when I was living in Florida. Look at that thing. It's clear as day that is a demon. You know, the word spirit, if you look in a dictionary, means wind, or it also is defined as energy. Spirit means wind or energy. I mean, it's just we're so far, along that we have been taught that we're not told any of these things. It's withheld from us. This yeah, these are just other things. But that's something for you to think about. Oh, I took a picture of this in my front yard. Do you see an angel? Its arm stretched out right here with a halo around its head. I do. But is it a good angel or is it a bad one? Because it reminds me a lot of the Statue of Liberty. And if you know anything about the Statue of Liberty, you know it's Lucifer, the light bearer. I've seen a lot of things, but